telling you reasons why you should never be desperate, okay? But before I dive into this video, let us define what desperate means. Desperate means, if you see me look down, I wrote them down. I really do not want to forget anything, so that's why I have to, write down my points, okay? Number one, when I talk about desperate, what does it mean? It means feeling or showing a hopeless sense that a situation is so bad as to be impossible to deal with. I'm saying it one after the other so they can pick some points. He said feelings or showing a hopeless sense that a situation is so bad as to be impossible to deal with. See, and to start with, there is nothing impossible that God cannot change. There is no impossibility with God. When someone is desperate, it means that the person is having this feeling, or the person is showing a hopeless sense that a situation is so bad and that situation to that person is impossible to deal with. When a woman is so desperate for something, people tend to take advantage of that person. That's why you see people, they will be in a relationship with somebody, and once the person notices that they are desperate, the person will start taking advantage of them. That is why someone will keep you in a relationship for 4 years and 5 years. At the end of the day, nothing will come out of it. You jump into something being desperate to come out of that thing, being frustrated. Let me talk to us Christian sisters. If you are a Christian or you love things of God, let me talk to us. Have you ever seen anyone that desperation helps? Do you know what desperation, does to people? It makes you frustrated. It makes you depressed. It makes you bitter. It makes you keep thinking, oh, God has forsaken me. How is this thing going to happen? How is that thing going to happen? And by so doing, the enemy will play with you. You know what they used to call 10-10? Those things that people do when they were, there's a game that people play, children play. I wish I can demonstrate it, but I really can't do it now. That is what the enemy is going to play with that person. But when you calm down, you submit your will to God, you keep praying over a particular situation, you don't really need to be tired, because if you need a cup and you want God to give you that cup, you will go into prayer asking God to give you a cup. And God will definitely give it to you. If He doesn't give it to you at when you need it, it's not the time for that thing to come by. But if you're desperate for something, that's why you see people doing things they're not supposed to do. You go to a man's house, somebody who has not married you. You buy the person a car. I'm not saying that gifting somebody is bad, but there's a difference when somebody gifts you because this person wants to gift you, or when somebody is doing things out of desperation. When somebody is doing something out of desperation, you will see it. And you see some men, they say, that girl is doing this maybe because she wants me to marry her, or she's doing this because the person wants me to do this for her in exchange of this. Don't be desperate for anything. Rather, commit everything you want to do to God. I know somebody will tell me, we are human. Sometimes you can be desperate. Sometimes family can push you to do things, or this thing can make you to do things. If it is easy, let them bring that thing and give to you now. If family think or people think that it's easy for someone to do this, tell the person, go and bring it. When you bring it, I will make use of it. Don't let anybody push you into something. Rather, that time you're using to get yourself worked up, that time you're using to get yourself desperate, you can actually use that time to pray to God. You can actually use that time to achieve things for yourself. You can actually use that time to better your life. Nothing is a do or die. Heavenly Father will give us things at His time, and His time is the greatest. Nobody is going to push you to do things that you're not supposed to do, or make you to start feeling frustrated, or make you to start feeling depressed. When you're depressed and the devil knows that you are depressed, I'm telling you, he's going to play with your mind. But if you channel that energy that you're using to be depressed in something positive, in praying the more, in fasting the more, in looking unto God the more, in doing things in church, in helping people, in making yourself happy. Dancing it out to God, praising God sincerely, not going to church because you want this. I know you have a need that you want to submit to Heavenly Father. That is fine. But you shouldn't be desperate for anything. Desperation has led people to go and looking for money in a dirty way because they want to be like this person. That you woke up in the morning and maybe your girlfriend is in a relationship, or your girlfriend is married, or your girlfriend is this. Doesn't mean that your own has finished. Doesn't mean that your own has ended. I was in a gathering a few weeks back, and before I entered that conversation where people were talking, I was listening at the background, and I noticed that even though it is a Christian gathering where Christian people in a group, they just come together to have a conversation. One thing I noticed there is that I noticed that so many people can actually do a lot to get a lot. And I said to myself, I said, maybe this is actually what is making some of them not to be in a relationship or in where they want to be. Maybe desperation might have caused some of them to do things for another person. Maybe somebody comes to them and said, I want to go out with you. Maybe because they are desperate, their aim is that, oh, this brother that is talking to me, or this sister is talking to me, I'm going to be with her, I'm going to marry her, I'm going to be with her. And at the end of the day, when that thing doesn't work out, they get angry. So if it is easy, the way when I was listening to those people talk, if it is easy for them, they would have been in something. They would have been in something. See, what you do not have control of, you really do not need to go and kill yourself about it. Desperation is when you have a feeling that something is impossible. When people become desperate, because even one of them, when I started to contribute in that discussion, one of them actually came and dropped a very funny comment to me, and the person said, that I should allow them talk, that let them continue being desperados and all that. I just smiled. I was just smiling. I said, I wish this person knows what she is saying. The person is actually saying, let me bring it down again. The person is actually saying that the situation that she's in is impossible to achieve. It is impossible to deal with. If you call yourself a child of God, why will you be desperate? Why will you feel that something is impossible when you actually know that there is nothing impossible with God? That with God all things are possible. That is why some of these men are taking advantage of women, because they find out that you are desperate and they take advantage of you. They treat you anyhow. They talk to you anyhow because they know you're going to stay. They know you're going to stay because you are so desperate for this. You might need something, but you might need something so badly, you really do not need to show the world that you need this. Anyway, I don't want to talk more because I'm going to do part 2 of this video. I'm going to do part 2 of it. And if you have anything you want to talk about concerning this topic, put it in a comment section. And I'm going to talk about it. Okay? I'm definitely going to talk about it. Or you send me a mail. My mail is on the description. You can put it there. We're going to talk about it. Okay? So as a woman, don't let anything make you desperate. As a man, don't be desperate for anything. Nothing is impossible with God. There is no impossibility with God. Don't feel that I'm so time, I'm so age, this thing is happening. See, the world that we are in, you can achieve anything you want to achieve at any age. What about, have you asked yourself, what about your age mates that are no longer here today? They have gone. Are you better than them? What about your age mates that are even into that relationship or into that marriage? They're still looking for one thing or the other. Have you asked yourself about that? When somebody said, this place is sounding desperate, it shouldn't be something that will make people bitter or angry. I know that, most of us might have seen things or passed through things that make us harden or make us feel in a certain way. No. Don't let anything make you desperate. Not even your business, not even a job, not even any human being at all. It doesn't worth it. Okay? Like people in my church will say, what God cannot do does not exist. It means there is no impossibility with God. All right? Commit it to God and he will take care of it. So you take good care of yourself. Have a beautiful and a lovely day. Bye-bye.